If this reading has landed on your For You page, you are part of the collective that has been chosen to touch a large sum of money in this lifetime. Now, we did just have Blossoming Abundance come out as well. Now, you could be any zodiac sign. The reading is general and timeless. This is a confirmation for all of you out there that have always known that you are destined to touch large sums of money. All right, and again, any zodiac sign, the reading is general and timeless. And if you would like a personal tarot reading, a private one-on-one session with me, Akashic Records, anything else, feel free to check out the box below. It does have everything that you will need, as well as the link to join our mastermind that's starting in July. Now, what I see is almost like an order of events that prepares you to hold some sort of sacred wealth in your life. And if you're watching this, it's confirmation. You have always known that you are destined for large sums of money. Now, it's not coming from greed or this or that. It's your soul that's always known, like that innocent part of you, like a child that just has always known. Now, what I see are 3, if anything, 4 gateways to how exactly this money, wealth, and prosperity comes in for you. I'm seeing a throat activation. Whenever you're watching this, it can be for you, but we have Jupiter in Gemini, which is saying, hey, your throat, your Mercury, your expression, communication is a gateway for wealth. We do also have the sacral chakra. That's your center of creativity, of emotions, etc. And then the solar plexus here, owning your personal power, God's will, confidence, all of those things. Now, we do have here love, terms, working out, begging, negotiating, locked, and conflict. Now, for some of you, how does this wealth, money, and prosperity come in? It feels like Spirit's asking you to work on these 3 chakras, the throat chakra, the sacral, and the solar plexus. So your confidence and your personal power, your creativity and emotions, your expression, your communication. We have money, blossoming abundance. Now, it does feel like, and take just only what resonates with you, but for some of you, you're actually being freed from love, partnership, union, connections that seems like you've been stuck or kind of locked and trapped in soul contracts. Those soul contracts are going to be nullified, revoked, all right? And I see all of that happening in order for this abundance to come in over here. All right. So you are being prepared for sacred wealth whenever it is that you come across this video. Let's see how the sacred wealth manifests for you. For the collective, the sacred wealth, they have been chosen to hold wealth. Ace of Swords, the truth. Now, for some of you, this is something not everybody always knows when it comes to manifesting money. So much of manifesting money and anything else is having the foundation, the container to hold it. Spiritual, mental, emotional, the physical container and foundation. And oftentimes what opens all roads, even for things like money, is actually cleansing and clearing. For the collective here, we have blossoming abundance. They have been chosen to hold sacred wealth. Why the 7 of Cups here? Why the 7 of Cups for blossoming abundance? They have been chosen to hold sacred wealth. And confirmation of a few different things. The 7 of Cups here represents the illusions in your life regarding sacred wealth, money, prosperity, in the contracts with money and wealth. There were blockages, obstacles that you didn't quite know or see, that you didn't even realize could even be, say, a money blockage. We have the 5 of Wands. You had to walk away from what you didn't even realize was causing a blockage, obstacle, or conflict in your life. And for some of you, again, I'm seeing like soul contracts with people, with things, environments, etc. Not knowing, that it was actually the blockage, the obstacle of your money, wealth, and prosperity. And with the 7 of Cups, it feels like this represents different types of things. Now, for the collective on, they have been chosen to hold this money and wealth. Why the Six of Cups here? Why the Six of Cups? Why Six of Cups, Knight of Cups, and the Queen of Wands here? Why the Ace of Swords? For the collective is being chosen to hold sacred wealth. No, you needed to see everything. You needed to clear out everything and everyone. As you come home to your truth is when this money, wealth, and prosperity really starts to manifest, to flow into your life, into your world. But again, you know, where it was the things that you did not quite see. Now, for some of you, I see an Aries, Leo, Sag, a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn trying to work together. And I will say it does not quite work out. There's things you didn't quite see. Why the Ten of Wands here for the Ace of Swords? Why the Ten of Wands? The Fool card with the Hierophant over here. And it does say innocence, where, yeah, you're innocent to exactly what these things, people are or were. It's not personal, basically. It's vibrational and frequency. The people, the things, etc. that leave your life, this is not your own doing. You are innocent to all of whatever happened here. And what I do see is conflicts, things. You had a third eye opening in this reading. And by that, it's like a third eye opening to all of the things, the people, the soul contracts with things and people and money that were not of your highest timeline, that were actually blocking you, creating obstacles. And what I see is like a no bullshit, kind of reading, but a no bullshit of like a clearing of anything in the way of your true money, wealth, and prosperity was really cut out here. And I mean everything within you, everything without of you. And then you're only left with truth. The Hierophant and the Fool card over here, when it came to these soul contracts, agreements, it does say innocence, where, again, this is not of your own doing. And it feels like even you awaken to things, to people, to soul contracts, so you're like, whoa, I didn't realize that was in the way. Now, for the collective on, they have been chosen to hold this money, wealth, and prosperity. Why the Two of Swords with the Queen of Swords? It's the truth. Confirmation over here. The truth card came out, for it's not personal, it's vibrational. Why the Hierophant with the Fool card here? It asks you to really go within. For some of you, I'm seeing a season or seasons of your life. And again, this is kind of describing the journey, confirmation, back home to wealth, money, and prosperity, but to true money, wealth, and prosperity here. And by that, I mean like an Akashic level, soul contracts, where there's certain soul, or karmic rather, soul contracts that you didn't even quite know. Now, for the Hierophant and the Fool card, why the Strength card and the Page of Cups? It's a choice of success. And that's actually, you're being given a choice. And I'm hearing you're being given a choice. Do you want this or not? But it's going to be a third eye opening here of like, hey, it is here for you, but here's the truth of everything and everyone, everything inside of you, every thought, every limiting belief, every trauma. Here it goes of what was in the way of money, wealth, and prosperity. And so I do see like a part of this is a choice. And it does say choice, Two of Wands. Why? Because part of it is, I will say it's a little bit of slaying of your own ego. Because some of the things that maybe have happened or going to happen in your life, it's not necessarily anything that you personally would have chosen yourself. Where it's like, but I love my mom or dad. I love my friend. I love us working together. I love all of these different things. But you kind of like learned a big lesson here, but it's like truth is. And what I see is not only a clearing, but of your own self. Now, for some of you, by the end of this reading, you trust your intuition more than you have ever before. But here's the thing with trusting intuition. Oftentimes, we claim to be led by our intuition, the collective people. Most people are led by their ego, not their intuition. Their ego says, well, but I wouldn't do this, but I love that person, so I'm not going to walk away. No, that's not right. And that's not necessarily truth, is what I'm seeing here. So your intuition by the end of this became even stronger. Because truth is not the same as like, truthfully, I love all my friends, I love my mom, my dad, my everything. Yeah, but truth is too, they're blocking you. You could very well love them while still holding the authentic truth of, oh, okay, we need to just create some boundaries here, but I do love you. That's what I'm seeing in this reading. And so it's your choice of success or not. You will be successful. And some of you need to hear this today. There are maybe some people watching me that your own self-sabotage has self-sabotaged your wealth, money, and prosperity for more than one karmic cycle of not getting through this part. The part of you that evolves and changes beyond the past and what it is that they once knew. Now, for some of you, you need to hear the words. They have to re-meet you. They have to get to know you again. And anyone who is not willing to re-meet you is somebody who, I almost want to say, doesn't like respect you or this divine process, because this is divine. And that's what I'm seeing over here. They're going to have to re-meet you. And some of you didn't realize that you were self-sabotaging your money, wealth, and prosperity to keep others around you comfortable while you remained uncomfortable. And so I see a big third eye opening here of, well, is it really love if I have to be uncomfortable for all these people around me to love me and to remain comfortable? And that's what I have for you. Let's get some advice. What is some advice for you are chosen to hold this money, wealth, and prosperity? And why the Tower card? Confirmation of the profits and losses. Confirmation, though, of what we're talking about, but the profits and losses card is what came here. I see a loss, but there's a gain here. And Spirit's kind of just saying of like, just be mindful of those things. The Tower card, the Two of Pentacles here. It costs you how you imagined life, what you thought it would be, what you thought you wanted to hold on to in the forms of people, things outside of you, even thoughts and limiting beliefs, etc. But it brings in the truth. And what I do see that it is worth whatever it is that you're releasing and letting go here. Ace of Wands, new beginning in your personal power. Now, what do we have for the collective here on they are being chosen for money, wealth, and prosperity? Joan of Arc, the voice of truth. Stand strong, focus on your purpose, release the fear of persecution, and speak your truth. But confirmation, Joan of Arc, the voice of truth. For some of you, the throat chakra can resonate with you. And then I'm also hearing it's like stand strong, where for some of you, you had to make decisions, or the universe made decisions for you, that it's not like you personally would have done that or made those decisions, Things and people left your life due to vibration. Oh my gosh, why revenge here? Does somebody want revenge? Oh my gosh. Why do we have revenge and then present over here? Be mindful. Now, for some of you, we have dating, denial. It's almost like somebody wants like revenge that you didn't choose them, which, I mean, look at that. Influences, others involved, manipulation. Okay, and this kind of just proves it, though. Where somebody, it's like, they want revenge for the fact that you did not choose them over here. I mean, it just kind of further confirms, though, of like, hey, that person is the type of person that would have betrayed you anyway. But let's see. Why do we have revenge? Becoming aware. The Shadow King or Queen. All right, prayer, sacred ritual over here. You can see, though, that it's in the shadow. All right, where yes, there is actually someone here that they, and even like calling that out, right, of they want revenge because they feel like you didn't choose them. Very interesting here, though, because what we're seeing in this reading is all of this was divine order and natural. All right, where either you're following your intuition, you're following how God is leading you, there are natural events happening in your life. This is confirmation, though. There is somebody in your life, which just further confirms that they should have been cleared out anyway. They want revenge because they feel like you've moved on from them. And it just further confirms, though, of why you've been protected from them. Now, why do we have revenge? Becoming aware, denial. You are the king or the queen of the light over here. And it's them that's actually... Look at that. Perception. Look at that. Somebody feels left behind, but it's been divine order, natural law. You can't make none of this up. Look at that. Natural law, divine order. The exact words that I just used. You did not leave them behind. And it's all of perception. But I will say, again, somebody's in their shadow here where they feel like you've moved on in life without them and they're not happy. You know, this is the type of person that is looking at your life now and they're just like, oh, who does that person think that they are? You know, but it actually confirms that that's the reason why you're protected from them. All right, I'm going to grab just one more card over here. What is one more card for the collective on they are being chosen for money, wealth, and prosperity? Man or woman holding a coin and victory, okay? Confirmation, you are being chosen, man or woman or they, to hold this money, wealth, and prosperity, victory. That's what I have for you. I do hope that it resonates in a positive way. I'm sending you all so much love and so many blessings to your day.